What's up, friends? Today we're breaking down one of my favorite movie scenes ever. It's one of the most emotional and thematically complex scene in Toy Story history, that being the Incinerator scene. This would mark a pivotal turning point for Woody, Buzz, and the rest of the gang as they confront their mortality and the inevitability of change. Can friendships stand the test of time and survive the flames of change? Let's dive into the Incinerator scene and find out. The Incinerator scene is a pivotal moment in Toy Story 3 that encapsulates the film's main themes of friendship, mortality, loyalty, and the inevitability of change. It begins with Woody, Buzz, and the rest of the gang fighting their way through a sanitation dump. They narrowly escape, and Rex sees what he thinks is daylight. The light symbolizes the initial hope and optimism they had as naive toys when first introduced into this world, the feeling that they'd be a beloved toy forever. But this optimism changes over time, and in the same way, the toys discover that the daylight they see is actually the fire from the incinerator. Faced with the prospect of death, the toys make a noble effort to fight and find a way out. That's when Woody spots Lotso Huggenbear, the villain, who offers to help. Here, Woody shows off his strongest character traits: loyalty, trust, and yes, the optimism that's been kind of waning since Toy Story 2. He actually believes that the evil bear is going to help the gang, so he sacrifices their chances of making an escape because he believes in Lotso. But here, we see that Woody is loyal and trusting to a fault, as Lotso essentially mocks his optimism.
Where's your kid now, Sheriff?
Lotso was the toys' last chance at escape, and they finally confront the reality that their time is limited. Staring into the fire, they realize that they cannot escape their eventual end. Scenes like this are what makes Toy Story 3 such a great film. The characters say nothing, but the expressions on their faces tell the whole story. This moment signifies the toys coming to terms with their own mortality. It's something that has been explored throughout all the Toy Story movies, especially with Buzz, Jessie, and Woody. The deepest fears of our toy characters are playing out right in front of our eyes. Yet the scene is not depressing, but tranquil, as the toys find solace in the companionship of their friends. Their willingness to face death together demonstrates the depth of loyalty and friendship they have formed over the years. In a way, this scene is fitting to the lyrics of the main anthem of "You've Got a Friend in Me," and later, "We Belong Together." The toys didn't perish here, but the hope and optimism of always being together with Andy did. That's because the Incinerator scene also represents Andy's transition into adulthood. The toys are in danger in another way because Andy is going to college, signaling the end of their purpose and relationship with him. Their impending death parallels Andy's leaving childhood behind. But just as the toys find meaning through their relationships, Andy must find meaning in adulthood by opening himself up to new friends, responsibilities, and experiences. It's the same kind of change and acceptance that allows Woody to depart from Andy and later Bonnie and the rest of the toys in Toy Story 4. So in the end, this scene is a painful reminder that while change may be difficult or scary, it is inevitable. But what matters most is cherishing the time and connections that we have. Through potent visuals and emotional gravitas, the Incinerator scene captures Toy Story 3's powerful messages about mortality, loyalty, friendship, and change. It is a touching and bittersweet climax of the trilogy that resonates with audiences of all ages, and it's probably one of my favorite scenes of all time. So what do you think about my interpretation of the Incinerator scene? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, here's another one that you might like to check out.